Hello everyone, it's Nick here as per usual, and we're into Vampire Duck territory again. It's Count Duckula 2 on the ZX Spectrum, published by Alternative Software in 1992. Hot on the heels, well not quite so hot, on the original Count Duckula from 1989, also by Alternative Software. It's a platformer, game also came out on the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64. Two modes of difficulty, easy and hard, so we'll start off on easy. This game is quite a late comer to the ZX Spectrum, 1992, so it's near the end of its run, so what's the excuse for this so far? Anyway, large sprites, sound is not too much. We must guide Count Duckula over different platforms, collecting corn all the way through, right? Got the idea? This is 1992, remember, based on the kids' cartoon, Count Duckula from Cosgrove Hall Productions. Right, okay, now what do we do? It looks a bit basic, although the graphics are big. Whoops, and I've died. Right, so it's a bit of a timing game here. It's based on different screens. Solve each screen to get to the next one, avoid all the baddies. Now, you can actually shoot for a limited amount of time. So this platform is going to disappear. I'm going to drop down. I don't think you could have got away with this with 1992, could you? Right, there we go, jump. Jump. Now, got to avoid the jack in the box. This is terrible. Anyway, if it came out in 1985, no, 1984, I might have forgiven it. But now what do we do? I think, right, up. Good. The animation of this is terrible. Terrible, terrible. Now, if you had this game back in the day, let me know. When I reviewed the original Count Duckula, which is heaps better than this one, although not perfect, it did lack a bit of colour, someone in the comment section said, by whatever you do, don't review Count Duckula 2. And I said, well, I didn't say anything. I thought, I can't be that bad. But I was wrong. This looks quite bad. If you had this back in the day, I do feel a bit sorry for you. If you're really into the cartoon, whoops, oh look, you have to do pinpoint jumping. If you loved the cartoon back in the day, you might have convinced yourself in your kid's mind that this was pretty good. But it isn't pretty good. It is quite bad. Original voice actor was David Jason in the cartoon. Count Duckula's accomplices are Igor and I think Mummy, or Nanny or someone. The premise of the cartoon was his vampire castle could teleport to different places each week and have a new adventure. Doesn't really include that here whatsoever. We've just got some token duck, it doesn't look too much like Count Duckula, walking around, and I've done that wrong again. So how far will I get? Now, 1992, the 16-bit systems were taking prominence. I think Shadow of the Beast 2 might have already been out by then. I need to check it. So bearing in mind, put this alongside Shadow of the Beast 2 on the Commodore Amiga, and you can see just how far this had fallen behind. I think even with nostalgia goggles on, I don't think you'd like this too much. If this is one of your favourite games as a kid, then let me know. You can't beat the games you grew up with, but yes. I'm getting frustrated already. Now, the graphics on the bottom don't look too bad. The Count Duckula, Igor, and the nanny woman. Right, we've done that. Right, now what? Up. Now, see there's some corn up there. We need to get that. I think that's for extra strength. There we go. 2 bits of corn. Fire. Limited amount of time. Let's go. Actually, I think we can't jump that far. We need to wait for ledges to appear. That person's unfroze themselves. Right, take that again. If you use all your firepower too early, you might need that later on. What good things can we say about this game? It's unique. We can say that at least. So the other game we reviewed earlier on today, so check that one out if you haven't already, was Sir Fred. And I think I prefer Sir Fred to this one. Both platformer games in their own way. I suppose the only good thing you can say about this is the large sprite, although there's not much humour to it. The animation of that Red Indian person, if they are Red Indian below, is okay. Don't really seem that evil. Oh look, dearie me, that isn't too bad, that bit, but it's crying out for some sound. Now, admittedly, this is the 48k version. There is 128k, maybe that had a bit of sound, but I'm assuming the gameplay is roughly the same. I tend to mainly play the 48K versions if I can, because that's the system I owned as a kid growing up, although I didn't own this game, thank goodness. But I just want to know what the experience would have been had I owned it. There we go. Oops, dead again. And it's good to see them in their, oh dear, in their raw capacity. Now I think we've only got a certain amount of time to do this, then the game will go over. I do know a poke for infinite lives, but I wouldn't impose that on anyone at all. Light blue background, boof. Oh look, what happened there? I fell down too far. Now you can only fall down a certain distance. It's all about timing this, and the timing would be to be born 100 years after it was released, so you never play it. Or maybe 100 years before, but then of course you couldn't play any games, I suppose. 100 years ago, maybe there's a bit of pinball going on, and Skittles or whatever. Come on, Duckula. Yes. I'm not enjoying this at all, really. Even from a historical point of view. It looks like something I might have typed in from a magazine or something. You know, it's one of those ones where it's the basics of a good game. They went back in and reprogrammed a bit of it, made the graphics not so blocky, put a bit of sound on it, maybe redefined a lot of the graphics, made it two-tone. Actually, I'm redefining the whole game, aren't I now? Count Duckula 2. To my knowledge, I don't think there's a Count Duckula 3, although I think both of them did come out on the Commodore Amiga. I'm expecting, much like the Spectrum version, the first one might be pretty good, and the second one, well, pretty good for the Amiga, and the second one, well, better than the Spectrum version, I should say. The Spectrum version lacked colour, and the second one I reckon would be like a dog like this, but I'm sure we'll come to them at some point. Duckula. Count Duckula. He first appeared as a character in Danger Mouse, which also came out on the ZX Spectrum. There's a couple of Danger Mouse games. We haven't reviewed those yet. Hopefully they're better than this one, but I do not know. Quite often these cartoon or TV tie-in games, i.e. Thundercats, aren't up to much, because they know, I think probably, that they're going to sell regardless of the quality of the game. As kids, we learnt nothing and kept buying them. Yes. Right. What? Oh, man. This is Frustration City, this thing. Can I get off this screen? Maybe. Right, wait your time. Wait your time. I think we've got to do a lot of waiting here. But the problem is, I think this level, this ledge I'm standing on here, propped up by nothing, might suddenly just disappear at some point. They could have made those two-tone, those ledges, couldn't they? A bit of yellow and black. Don't know why they went for cyan, the same colour as the background. There's no real need for that. Whee! Right, good. Now what? Looks like there's ledges going backward and forward there, so I need to drop onto those. Nick, are you slowly warming to this game? No, surely not. That crap, the animation of that Jack-in-the-Box, that's poor. Looks like there's something to collect in the middle there, a bullet or something. That red thing, or a bottle. You can see in my display on the bottom right, there is a red bottle that looks a bit like that, so presumably we have to get it. Maybe. That might be the aim of the game, who knows. Right, get it. Got it. Right. That's full up now in the graphic there. So drop down onto this ledge, walk across, and I should be onto the next screen, I hope. It's all in the timing. All in the timing. Timing. Wait, jump. Good. Oh, it moves like a dog, this thing. Or a duck. Right, now what? There's corn there. There's something that looks... Oh, game over. Why is that? Oh, right. Game over, dudes. Perhaps we'll put it on hard mode now to see how it plays there, but I presume it's exactly the same. All program code and graphics by alternative software. Well, you can keep it. No one's going to steal these graphics at all. Right, let's do a speed run. You dead? Right, jump onto that. Please don't disappear. Oh, it moved up right at the wrong moment. I went too quick in my excitement to complete the game. Now, if you have completed this one, then let me know what does happen at the end. Hopefully, it doesn't go back to the beginning. Does it go back to the beginning? Maybe. Right, okay. Is it nanny, or is it mummy, or is it nurse? I can't remember. I did know in the last review, the other Duckula. You know when you got bits of knowledge in your brain that suddenly say, we're going to hide now, and you won't know it. And it includes like PIN numbers, where you've left your door keys, friends of someone you haven't seen for a while, and you're thinking, oh God, I just keep calling them mate or something. I don't know their name. And then you'll work it out later on, and then calling it by their name about 500 times. You'll overcompensate. Come on, you duck. Duck and cover. Now, a game with a duck in it quite often lifts it. Does it? Or a helicopter. Does it? Maybe not. This is probably the worst duck game you can find. If you know a worse duck game on the ZX Spectrum, then comment below. What's your least favourite duck game? Right, right. I should be a professional at this now. I know everything that's going on. Past them, dead. Right, we know what to do here. We've got to wait for ledges to turn up. Oh, right. That's not even coming to the edge of the thing. That's all right then. Tough luck, Indian woman, man, boy, person. The animation of that Indian thing is not so bad actually, if it is an Indian. Right, go, red Indian. Right, this is the bit I had big trouble with before, but I'm bound not to have big trouble with it this time. He says. At least let me finish my sentence before I'm going to mess up, Nick. Oh, right, okay. Right, I would have liked a nice cloud in the background. That might have lifted it ever so slightly. Right, what's the timing? I've forgotten. This is where I got stuck a lot last time, isn't it? Would I have gone back to this as a kid? Never. I would have probably loaded it once, maybe twice, and then never loaded it ever again. Man. Whee! Boop. Good, right, next screen. Need to get that bottle bullet thing, and that's gone wrong again. Right. Drop. Walk across. Jump. Get that. Drop. Drop. Right. So you can learn bits, I suppose. This is as far as I got last time. I need to wait for that ledge to come up, and I... Oh, you land on the jack in the box, you're dead, and it's game over again in hard mode. So easy and hard mode didn't seem to make a great deal of difference. So Count Duckula 2, 1992, it's not going to stand out to any competition at all, and it's far inferior to the original game. So I hope you liked having a look at that one. I didn't like it. It was Count Duckula 2, published by Alternative Software in 1992. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Thank you for struggling to bear through that one. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.